First, it is the visitors' starting lineup, which for tonight is Milford post 59. Leading it off is the left fielder, Matt DeCina, with Andrew McMillan playing third base and batting second. It's the shortstop, Dan Mantoni, batting third, with Kevin Martinez, tonight's starting pitcher, in the cleanup spot. Joe White bats fifth and plays second base, with Michael Ryan, the catcher, batting sixth. Cam Cosette plays right field and bats seventh, with Mike Caffarella back in the starting lineup at first base, batting eighth. And in the ninth spot is the center fielder, Kevin Lynch. And for Leominster post 151, their starting lineup looks like this. It is the center fielder, Brett Corliss, leading it off, with Ryan Lever, the shortstop, batting second. Ricky Christian is the designated hitter tonight. He bats third, with Brendan Cudahy in at first base in that cleanup spot. Mark Poirier, the third baseman, bats fifth, with Kyle Cutler playing right field and batting sixth. Noah Milliard, the left fielder, bats seventh, with Ben Doyle, the catcher, batting eighth. And batting ninth is the second baseman, Jeremy Nash. And indeed, we are going to get this game underway a little bit early, as the first pitch in from the starting pitcher for Leominster, Tanner Jackala, is in for strike one. Next pitch into DeCina misses, so the count even at a ball and a strike. Getting underway about 8 minutes ahead of that scheduled first pitch time here in Leominster, as now it is a 2-ball, 1-strike count to DeCina. Reached base a couple of times, scored a couple of runs last night in game number one. Here is the 2-1 offering. This is ripped out to left field, dropping fast, and it will drop in front of Kyle Cutler for a leadoff single. So right away, DeCina gets himself on base with a single. And that will bring up Andrew McMillan. Before we go any further, to conclude our pregame show, we want to bring you the game time temperature for this evening's game. Currently here in the Leominster area, it is 77 degrees. It is also very humid, but happy to report that the rains have moved off, even some sunshine splashing out across the field as we get this ball game underway. The first pitch into McMillan was ball one. Andrew, a perfect on-base day last night in game number one. A single, a double, and 2 walks. He also scored 3 runs. He drove in 1. Very active in this number 2 spot in the batting order. Here is the 2-0 pitch now, and that misses low for ball 3. Leominster shaking up their lineup a little bit from last night's game. Most of the personnel the same, a couple of spots in the order looking a little different. As Andrew McMillan was taking all the way, he takes a called strike one. Tanner Jackala, a lanky right-handed pitcher. He comes to the set from the stretch. Here's his pitch, and it's swung on and fouled to the backstop. That backstop only a couple of feet in front of the press box here at Pincanavino Field, so those ricochets come through loud and clear. It's a full count now on McMillan. We'll see if DeCina's off with the pitch. Indeed he is, as this one is hit high in the air out to center field. Ranging over is Corliss. He is able to make the catch, and DeCina will retreat to the first base bag. Defensively for post 151, they look like this. Ben Doyle is behind the plate with Mark Poirier at third, Ryan Lever at short, Jeremy Nash at second, and Brendan Cudahy at first. Left to right in the outfield, Noah Milliard, Brett Corliss, and Kyle Cutler, all behind their starting pitcher, Tanner Jackala, who has made a start against post 59 so far this year. That came in their second regular season matchup. Jackala was only able to go 2 innings in that game. He allowed 6 runs, 5 of them earned. He pitches now to Dan Mantoni with 1 out and a runner on first base. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Mantoni with 2 RBI base hits in last night's game, went 2 for 4. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that's in there for a called strike 2. Second game of the year for Milford here at Pincanavino Field. They started their 2014 campaign here as Mantoni hits a ground ball to second base. A little bobble by Jeremy Nash. The throw to second is not in time, and they will not record an out on the play. It was a little bit slow developing there at second base. Nash with ever so slight a bobble. Maybe the better decision would have been to just turn and go to first with the throw, but he tried for the forced play at second. But Tessina was able to beat it out, so everyone reaches. And Tony's safe on the fielder's choice. Runners at first and second, one out, and here is Kevin Martinez, who takes a pitch too far inside for ball one. As Milford rallied in the third inning of last night's game, the biggest hit as part of that comeback was a two-run double by Kevin Martinez that tied the score at 4. He sends that pitch to the backstop to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. The field in excellent condition here in Leominster. A credit to the Leominster coaching staff for working hard after the rains came to a completion earlier in the day. You would never know there was any bad weather in the area. 2-1 now, the count to Martinez. Jacola, a long look into his battery mate, now comes to the plate as this one is hit in the air out to center field. Ranging back is Corliss, still going back to the wall, and that one is gone. That one continued to carry a line drive home run straight over the 340-foot sign in straightaway center. And it is a 3-run home run for Kevin Martinez that puts Post 59 on top 3-0. Kevin Martinez with his second home run of 2014. He is the only member of the Milford lineup with a home run to his credit, now has 2. And with one swing of the bat, Milford is up 3-0. This is a ballpark where home runs are a definite possibility. That ball at Fino Field would have likely been a double at most. 340 feet to the deepest part of this ballpark, and Kevin Martinez able to send it over the wall. Now Joe White standing in on the left side, already up in the count 2-0. And another pitch missing inside. So Jackal, not having much more success tonight than he did back on the 23rd of June when he allowed 6 runs on 6 hits to Post 59. 3 balls and 1 strike now, the count to White. And a big swing and a miss on the 3-1 pitch, and now the count runs full. White settles back in. The next pitch from Jackala misses up and away for ball 4. It's the first walk of the inning for Jackala. Still only 1 out.
Number 8, the catcher, Mike Ryan.
Now Michael Ryan, the catcher, coming to the plate. Ryan had a pair of runs batted in last night's game. He bats now with a runner on first base. White takes off for second. The pitch misses for a ball. The throw down is dropped by the shortstop, and it will be a stolen base for Joe White. Milford putting the pressure on here in the top of the first. Jackal has thrown a lot of pitches already. Only 1 out deep in this top of the first. Here is the 1-0 pitch. And it misses away, 2-0. Leominster having to play 3 games over the weekend against Maine South. Now 2 games deep in this semifinal. So the pitching a little bit more tired on the Leominster side after Milford had a chance to rest up for 6 days heading into this matchup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. This is lined over the glove of the second baseman, Nash. It rolls out into right center field. Coming around from second base to score is Joe White. It is an RBI single for Michael Ryan, and Milford now takes a 4-0 lead. And that will bring a visit from the Leominster dugout as Jackala has had a difficult start to this game, already 4 runs allowed.
Number 3.
Last night Cam had a single.
Right fielder.
He went
Cam.
1 for 4. He also hit into a 1-6-3 double play to conclude the bottom of the 6th inning. And there on the right side is the first pitch from Jackala, misses low and away for ball 1. 4 runs on 3 hits so far in this top of the 1st inning for Milford. As now Cosette swings away at the 1-0. He pops it up right around the second base bag. It's the shortstop Lever who makes the catch, and there is the second out of the inning. If there is one thing we learned in last night's game, it is that a 4-0 lead is not safe. So that is something that Leominster can hang their hat on, especially given how early it is in this game, just the top of the 1st inning. But not the way they wanted to see this game begin here at their home field. Now here is Mike Caffarella, who takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Caffarella in the starting lineup for the 2nd straight night. He operated as the team's DH last night, now in at first base with Kevin Martinez serving as tonight's starting pitcher. Here's the 1-0. This is low, now 2 balls and no strikes the count. Kevin Lynch, the number 9 hitter, waiting in the on-deck circle. Here's the 2-0, and misses away again. And Leominster with some activity warming up in their bullpen area already here in the 1st inning. Obviously a do-or-die situation tonight for post 151. As that pitch misses high for ball 4, a 4-pitch walk that time for Jackala. It's his 2nd walk of the inning. That pushes Michael Ryan now into scoring position at 2nd, as Milford will bat around here in the 1st inning. A quick visit from Ben Doyle, the catcher, out to the pitcher's mound before this next at bat.
Kevin Lynch.
See some deep breaths being taken out there on the pitcher's mound as Jackala tries to find a way to get through this 1st inning. The first pitch into Kevin Lynch is low for ball 1, so that's 5 straight out of the strike zone. Lynch in there on the right side, the 1-0 pitch, and there is a strike. 1-1 the count, 2 outs and 2 runners aboard for Milford. They've already plated 4 in the inning. Here's the 1-1. That one inside. It had Kevin Lynch flinching out of the way. 2-1 the count. Matt DeCina, who started out this inning with a single, waits on deck. Now the 2-1 pitch misses down in the dirt. Right now, no reason for Lynch to take the bat off the shoulder until Jackala can prove he can throw a strike. Here is the 3-1 now. He swings away aggressively and hits it on the ground up the middle. A nice fielding play by Jeremy Nash. He'll take it to the second base bag himself for the out. That ends the inning. So Milford sends 9 men to the plate here in the top of the 1st inning, and they score 4 times, 3 of those courtesy of the 3-run blast by Kevin Martinez. And after just a half an inning of play, it's a 4-0 lead for Milford here on playoff coverage here on WMRC First Class Radio. Well, if you tuned into this ball game a little bit late, you missed a lot of offense in that top of the 1st inning. A 3-run home run by Kevin Martinez, an RBI single by Michael Ryan. And Kevin Martinez now, who takes the pitcher's mound for the bottom half of this 1st inning, has a 4-0 lead to work with. Of course, certainly helped his own cause with that 3-run home run, the 2nd home run he's hit this year. Martinez ready now to throw his first pitch of the outing tonight. And it is a called strike 1 into Brett Corliss. Corliss, the starting center fielder for post 151, in on the right side. The 0-1 pitch now misses up and away. Evens the count at 1-1. Corliss had an RBI double in the game last night. It's the first run driven in of the game. It was part of the 4-run inning Leominster enjoyed last night. Count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Martinez, the lefty thrower, into his windup. Here is the pitch, and it's swung on and missed. And so after post 59 pitching was unable to record a strikeout all game last night, Martinez is able to strike out the first batter he faces here in the bottom of the first inning. That brings up Ryan Lever, the shortstop. Lever moving up a spot in the lineup from where he was last night.
Shortstop, Ryan Lever.
First pitch misses for ball 1. Martinez ready with his next delivery. That misses as well. 2 balls and no strikes now the count. Coach DeVito mentioned Martinez will be on a bit of a pitch count here tonight. Certainly expects him to be able to go somewhere in the 80 pitch range, maybe a little bit more. He's fallen behind now 3-0 to Lever. Here's the next pitch. And it's right across the plate for a called strike 1. Martinez working quickly here in the bottom of the first. Here's his 3-1 pitch. This is hit high in the air out to left field, but not deep. That looked good off the bat, but it died quickly out there in left field, and Matt Tessina was able to settle underneath to make the catch. 2 up and 2 down for Leominster here in the bottom of the first inning, and that brings up the DH, Ricky Christian. Christian was the starting right fielder last night, now serving as the designated hitter. He takes the first pitch for strike 1. Martinez to the windup and the pitch, and it is low and away. 1-1 the count. Martinez, as usual, sets up on the far third base side of the pitching rubber as he sends this one in, and it is lined right back up the middle, out into center field for a 2-out base hit for Christian.
The first baseman, number 30, Brennan Cudahy.
Christian went 0 for 4 last night, but comes through with a single here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first, and that will allow Brennan Cudahy to come to the plate. Cudahy in on the left side. He takes the first pitch for strike 1. Cudahy listed at 6'1", 275 pounds, a recent graduate of Leominster High School. Takes one right under the chin, barely managed to get out of the way. Got that fastball from Kevin Martinez, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Martinez with a pickoff check over at first base, and sliding back in safely was Christian. Now ready with another pitch. The runner holds. Cudahy tried to check the swing, but went around, and the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cudahy sets himself up tight into the right side batter's box, and this pitch bounces in, and the count now goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the inning. Christian remains at first base. Milford with a 4-0 lead. Leominster trying to start to chip away. Martinez's next pitch. Cudahy turns on this one and delivers it deep and foul off to the right. Well out in front of that one, but it certainly gives you an example of the kind of power that Cudahy possesses. It remains 2-2. The next pitch in for Martinez is in there for a called strike 3, and the inning is over. 2 Ks in the inning for Martinez, and Christian is stranded at first base. We're through 1 inning of play now from Pincanavino Field. It's a 4-0 lead for Milford over Leominster as you listen to playoff coverage here on WMRC First Class Radio. For the second straight inning, it will be Matt DeCina who leads things off for post 59. As Milford was able to bat around in the top of the first inning, scoring 4 times. They lead this game by a score of 4-0. Tanner Jackala back out there on the mound for post 151. Ready to deliver his first pitch into DeCina, and it misses for ball 1. The command hasn't been there consistently for Jackala in these first 2 innings. As now he gets a borderline strike call on the outside edge. 1-1 now the count. The righty delivers, this time missing well outside and low. The count goes to 2-1. Matt DeCina led off last inning with a single. Ended up coming around to score on that 3-run home run by Kevin Martinez. He now winds this pitch out into right center field for a base hit. 2 innings into this game, and Matt DeCina is 2 for 2.
Third baseman number 2, Andrew McMillan.
Now here is Andrew McMillan. He flew out to center field last inning. The first time Leominster pitching was able to retire McMillan in the last 2 days. Takes the first pitch, low and inside for ball 1. Of course, Andrew McMillan flirted with that 500 batting average throughout most of the regular season. Finished just under that 500 mark as now he hits a sharp ground ball through the right side. Back-to-back singles for DeCina and McMillan to lead off the second inning, and Milford is in business again, and here comes another visit from the Leominster coaching staff, and it looks like this will be the day for Tanner Jackala. He cannot escape this top of the second inning, so we will see a pitching change here early on in this one as Jackala heads to the dugout. We will tell you the new pitcher on for post 151 when we come back from this quick break. Milford up 4-0 here on playoff coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on First Class Radio. But on here with 2 men aboard.
Number 7, Dan Mantoni.
No one out in this top of the second inning. And Dan Mantoni in on the right side. He looks at the first pitch for strike 1. Cavioli, a lefty thrower. Here's his 0-1 pitch. It's hit hard but foul down the third base line. Milford's been right on a lot of these pitches in these first 2 innings. Kevin Martinez waiting on deck. Antoni trying to protect the plate down in an 0-2 hole as this pitch is up over the glove of the catcher. It rolls to the backstop and both runners will advance. A wild pitch uncorked by Cavioli. And now DeCina moves up to third base, McMillan down to second. And it's a 1-2 count on Mantoni. He reached on a fielder's choice last inning. The infield being drawn in all the way around now with 2 men in scoring position. As Mantoni lays off a pitch that misses high. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The shortstop Lever playing it about halfway on the infield dirt. Everyone else in tight on the grass. And now ball 3 misses up and away. A full count to Mantoni. Fell behind early, 0-2, but has worked his way back. Both runners take their lead. Here is the payoff pitch, and Mantoni sends it foul off to the right and out of play. Fans filling up the sections of bleachers on both sides of the field. Also a good amount of fans out on the hillside beyond the right field line here at Pincanavino Field in Leominster. Another 3-2 pitch coming up to Mantoni. This is lined foul wide of first base. Ricochets over near the Milford dugout. Milford occupying the first base dugout here in Leominster with the home team along the third base line. 3 balls and 2 strikes remains the count to Mantoni, putting on a tough bat here against the reliever Greg Cavioli. Here's another 3-2 pitch. It misses outside for ball 4, and they are loaded up for Kevin Martinez.
Number 20, the pitcher, Kevin Martinez.
Martinez sent a line drive home run over the straightaway center field fence in his last at bat. Now has a chance to swing here with the bases full. Here's the first pitch from Cavioli, right on the inside corner for a called strike 1. Good pitch to start things off for Cavioli. The 0-1 pitch now, it stays high, and the count evens at 1. Kevin Martinez bats from the right side, pitches from the left. A Milford runner at every base as Cavioli comes set. He winds and fires. This pitch is lined down the left field line. It is a fair ball. It's headed down into the corner. DeCina comes in to score. In behind him is Andrew McMillan, and it is an RBI double for Kevin Martinez. 2 more runs home, and Post 59 now takes the 6-0 lead. What an offensive performance in just these first 2 innings for Martinez. A home run, a double, and now 5 runs batted in, responsible for all but 1 of the runs Milford has scored so far. Making a strong case to be our player of the game, already just 2 innings deep. Still a long way to go in this one. A 6-0 lead for Milford as now Joe White steps in. He takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. Both of those runs charged to the starting pitcher, Tanner Jackala, so you can now officially close the book on him. Just an inning plus in the game. He allowed 6 runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, and no strikeouts. 1-1 the count to White. Here's the next pitch. Off speed, it stays upstairs, and the count goes to 2-1. They keep the infield in tight with 2 more runners in scoring position. It's Mantoni now at third with Martinez at second. There's the 2-1 offering. And another generous outside strike call, and the count evens at 2-2. Cavioli looks into the catcher, Ben Doyle, for the sign. Now ready with the pitch, and it's swung on and missed. White strikes out. Just the first out in this inning.
Number 8, the catcher.
Keeps Mantoni and Martinez
Ryan
frozen on the bases, with now Michael Ryan coming to the plate. The only member of the Post 59 lineup not named Kevin Martinez to drive in a run so far tonight. And the first pitch in is a strike. The sun shining brightly now out in the outfield here in Leominster. Conditions drastically different weather-wise than what they were earlier today and in the overnight hours. 0-2 the count to the Milford catcher. Cavioli's next pitch, this is hit High in the air, out to center field, settling underneath is Corliss. He makes the catch, tagging at third base is Dan Mantoni. The throw comes all the way into the plate, an awkward slide for Mantoni, but he's still able to get in safely. Went into a feet-first slide, but got caught up right around the corner of the right batter's box, but was able to slap the hand down on home plate. It'll go as a sacrifice fly for Michael Ryan. Milford now leads this game 7-0. Martinez remained at second base. And now here's Cam Cosette. He takes the first pitch as a called strike one at the knees. Cam popped out to shortstop in his first at bat. Milford sending 9 men to the plate in the first inning. Now 7 men so far have come up here in the second, as this one is off the end of the bat. Over to deep second base. A quick play by Jeremy Nash, and he's able to shuffle it over to first base just in time to get Cosette for the out. That ends the inning. But 3 more runs come home to score in the inning for Post 59, and after an inning and a half, it is a 7-0 lead for Milford over Leominster here on playoff coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on First Class Radio. Leominster will send batters 5, 6, and 7 to the plate here in the bottom of the second inning. Kevin Martinez, who has been the offensive star of the game, back out on the pitcher's mound for his second inning of work. Had a couple of strikeouts and allowed 1 hit in the first inning. Delivers strike 1 into Mark Poirier, the third baseman. The 0-1 pitch now misses outside. I believe Wachusett and Grafton Hill are expected to get underway in their game 1 of their series a little bit later on this evening. Their game 1 postponed due to weather last night in Milford. And Leominster extremely fortunate to be able to get a complete ball game in last night. As this pitch is hit on the ground to third base, fielded there by Andrew McMillan. The long throw across the diamond gets there in time. Poirier retired.
Number 7, the right fielder,
Kyle. One down and the base is empty. And here is Kyle Cutler playing right field tonight. The ace of this Leominster staff. Should this series go to a deciding third game, it would be Cutler who would be on the mound tomorrow. He pitched well back in game number 1 of this season against Post 59, got the win. Up there now with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Now 2-1 the count. It's the official start time for tonight's game 1 between Grafton Hill and Wachusett, 7 p.m. So just about a half an hour from now, the other portion of this semifinal will get underway. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Kyle Cutler. Martinez continues to work at a good pace and gets a swing and a miss for strike 3. His 3rd strikeout. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second, and that now will bring up the left fielder Noah Milliard. 26 pitches so far in the outing for Martinez. Here's the first pitch to the lefty batter, and it misses low and inside for ball 1. The next pitch in for Martinez. That's in for a called strike. Kevin making his 4th start of this 2014 year, was held back as he recovered from a shoulder issue suffered during the high school season, but has pitched well since he's returned to the rotation. He brought a 1.07 ERA into the game here tonight, gets a ground ball here to first base. Caffarella will take it to the bag himself for the out that retires the side. A nice 1-2-3 inning for Martinez. We're through 2 now from Leominster. And it is a 7-0 lead for Milford Post 59 here on WMRC First Class Radio.
Designated hitter role.
Mike Caffarella, who reached back in the first inning on a walk, will be the first up here. Poirier now finishes his warm-up tosses. And a quick meeting taking place on the mound amongst the entire infield before the top of this third inning gets underway.
First baseman number 6, Mike Caffarella.
Leominster making it into these playoffs as the number 5 seed. Again, had an excellent finish to their season, winning 9 of their last 10 games. There was certainly a point in the middle of this season where you wondered if both of these teams were going to end up on the outside looking into the playoffs. Instead, each team enjoyed a great second half performance to get into the playoffs. Leominster facing off against Maine South in the quarterfinal round. They were able to win the first game 4-2. Maine South came away with a victory in game 2, 7-2, but then that 13-run output for the Post 151 offense in game 3 gave them a 13-3 victory, a mercy rule win. It took just 6 innings for Leominster to clinch that series and move on here to the semifinal round against Milford, but in a hole here early, trailing 7-0. As Caffarella now sends a 1-1 pitch foul and out of play. Both of these teams made it to the intrastate tournament last season. Each representing Zone 4. Milford, of course, went on to win the tournament. Neither team faced each other in that tournament. But this year, only one representative from Zone 4 will move on to state tournament play. The 2-2 pitch coming up now to Caffarella. It's lined hard to the backstop. It stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mark Poirier, a right-handed reliever. After Leominster featured the left-handed throwing Greg Cavioli last inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count to Caffarella. Here's the pitch. It misses away, and the count runs full. Poirier looks over the glove, now goes into the slow windup. This pitch is driven in the air out to center field. Corliss racing back, still going back. This one is going to glance off the wall. Heading to second base and holding up there with a stand-up double is Caffarella, and a big cheer from the Milford dugout. Caffarella not seeing a whole lot of action over the course of the regular season. He's gotten to play both of these playoff games so far and comes away with a double.
Number 13, the center fielder, Kevin Lynch.
And around the outfield, there's a high fence that goes from about straightaway right field to straightaway left. And that is what kept that ball in the ballpark for Caffarella. He hit it down the line in either direction. It would have gone for a home run, but instead it's a leadoff double. It's the second double, the 3rd extra base hit for Post 59 so far tonight. And now Kevin Lynch takes the first pitch for ball 1. He hit into a force play that finally brought an end to the top of the first inning. Now fouls one hard to the backstop. That evens the count at a ball and a strike. Kevin Lynch with a 2-for-3 performance in last night's game, had 2 runs scored. Here's the 1-1 pitch now. And therefore a called strike 2. A pitch with late movement across the plate for Mark Poirier. Check over at second base. Now Poirier comes to the plate, a waving swing and a miss for Lynch, and he goes down. He was fooled on that pitch from Poirier. It's his first strikeout. It's the 2nd strikeout for Leominster pitching on the night. And with 1 out in the inning, here is Matt DeCina Up for the third time. He has singled twice and scored 2 runs. Takes a look at the first pitch on the outside corner. Tessina settles into that left side batter's box as Poirier readies himself. Here's the pitch. That misses and the count evens at 1-1. Tessina coming into the game here this evening, batting .373 on the year. That, of course, includes the regular season and last night's playoff game. 2-1 now the count. Tessina with 28 hits and 75 at-bats. Has 13 runs batted in. He has also walked 21 times, which leads the team by far. Also leads the team in runs scored with 33. Hits a pitch high in the air, foul. Over to the left, it will make its way over the home dugout and out of play. So Tessina leading the team both in runs and walks. Up there now with a count of 2-2. Here's the next pitch. This is grounded underneath the glove of Poirier on the mound, but it's backed up by the second baseman, Nash. He throws to first base, and there are 2 outs.
Number 2, the third baseman.
So that's the first time Leominster's been able to retire Tessina in the game. And now with 2 outs, Andrew McMillan comes to the plate. He is 1 for 2 on the night. Leominster looking for a scoreless inning here in the third. Trying to slow this Milford offense down. 1-0 the count to McMillan. Brings a .484 batting average into the game tonight. Now 2-0 the count. Mike Caffarella now stands at third base. He doubled to lead off this inning. Advanced to third base, but remains there now with 2 down. And a 2-ball, 1-strike pitch coming up to the Milford third baseman. Here it is. And it's in there for a called strike 2. So Poirier 1 strike away from getting out of this inning with no damage done. Caffarella takes his lead in foul ground at third base. Here is the 2-2 pitch, and this is low and outside. Count runs full. No action taking place in Major League Baseball tonight as the All-Star break continues. So no Red Sox baseball to update you on. The 3-2 pitch into Andrew McMillan misses, and he heads down to first base with a 2-out walk. That's the first walk allowed by Poirier. And now here is Dan Mantoni, who reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning, walked in the second inning. He has 2 runs scored. Runners at the corners now for Milford with 2 outs. The righty versus righty matchup about to take place. A lot of chatter coming out of the Milford dugout now, and causes Poirier to step off. Now ready with the first pitch to Mantoni. This is swung on and grounded to shortstop. The flip from Lever to Nash at second base gets the out there. That ends the inning, so Milford strands 2 runners on base, but as we head to the bottom of the third inning, it is still a 7-0 lead for Milford over Leominster here on playoff coverage of American Legion Baseball here on First Class Radio.
Let's go, 1-4. Hey, Doyle. Let's go, Doyle.
Kevin Martinez looked like he might have lost his balance as he delivered his first pitch into the Leominster catcher, Ben Doyle. It misses for ball 1. You can see there's a pretty big dip at the base of the pitcher's mound, right where Martinez lands. As this pitch is hit high in the air out to left field, this should stay in the yard. It does, and Decina is able to track it down. Traveling from shadows into sunlight, but Decina makes the catch. And the first man is retired here in the top of the third inning. Kevin Martinez has now retired the last 5 consecutive batters. The only base runner he has allowed was a 2-out single to Ricky Christian back in the first inning. Martinez's first pitch into the second baseman, Jeremy Nash, misses for a ball. Nash, the only batter on either side that had yet to take an at-bat until now. Count now goes to 1-1. Now swings at this pitch, hits it high in the air down the right field line, but that will twist foul and out of play. Nash reached on a bunt single in last night's game, went 1 for 3. That looked like it was potentially a big play in the game. Bunting for a hit down the first base line. It looked like the ball was going to roll foul, but Michael Ryan making contact with the ball before it completely traveled into foul territory. That allowed Nash to reach. It turned the lineup over, and Leominster ended up hanging a 4 spot on the scoreboard in that inning. 1-2 now the count. Here's the next pitch. It's hit up the middle on the ground. That's going to sneak its way through into center for a base hit. Well placed between the second baseman, Joe White, and the shortstop, Dan Mantoni. So that breaks up that string of 5 straight retired by Martinez. And with Nash at first base, here is the second trip through the Leominster batting order. Brett Corliss now coming to the plate. He struck out swinging back in the first. Martinez will now operate out of the stretch as the first pitch is fouled away. Kevin Martinez with 3 strikeouts so far in the game. He's allowed 2 hits now. He's thrown 38 pitches. Here's the 0-1 pitch, it misses. Kevin Martinez allowed a total of 12 hits in his previous outings, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. 20 strikeouts to 7 walks as this pitch is hit in the air. Again out to left field, ranging out is Andrew McMillan, now in foul ground. He's able to backpedal and make the catch. That's 2 outs now in this bottom of the third inning.
5, the shortstop.
Now here is Ryan Lever, the shortstop. He flew out to left field. Back in his first at bat. He bats with Jeremy Nash at first base. As the first pitch misses low and inside for ball 1. The dimensions home run friendly here, really all the way around the outfield at Penn Canavino Field. 2-0 now the count to Lever. 340 feet to straightaway center. It's 315 feet down each line. As now this one is hit high in the air by Lever out to left field, but not traveling, but it gets beyond the reach of Andrew McMillan, and it will land in fair ground. McMillan sprinting after that ball down the line, but it just got past his reach. And so now runners at the corners.
The third baseman, number 16, Ricky Christian.
It'll be a single for Lever. Now 2 hits in the inning, 3 in the game for post 151. Gives a chance now to Christian, who started the game as the DH, now playing third base. Nash now at third base with Lever at first. See if Leominster can take advantage of that blue pit to keep the inning going. Coaching staff for Leominster had some other words to describe that hit that we will not relay on the radio. One ball and one strike on the batter, Ricky Christian, who singled back in the first inning. Martinez ready with another delivery. It's swung on and missed. Off balance on that swing was Ricky Christian, and now the count goes to 1-2. Nash takes his lead off of third base. Lever off of first. Martinez with the 1-2 delivery, and it's hit hard to the backstop. Just below the windows here in the press box. As always, appreciative to be able to set up here in the press box at Pincanavino Field. An excellent setup here for our broadcast. Another 1-2 pitch. And that's a breaking ball that had Christian ducking out of the way, but it nearly made its way back into the strike zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and 2 runners aboard. Martinez winds and fires, and the pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike 3. So a borderline call, but it goes Martinez's way, as that outside call has been generous all game long on both sides. We're through 3 innings now from Pincanavino Field in Leominster, and it's a 7-0 lead for Post 59 here on WMRC First Class Radio. 7 runs on 7 hits with no errors for Milford Post 59. No runs on 3 hits with no errors for Leominster Post 151. We're into the top of the 4th inning now from Pincanavino Field here in Leominster. It's game number 2 of this semifinal Zone 4 playoff series. If Milford can maintain this current score and win the game here tonight, they will move on to the finals. And they'll have an opportunity to get a little bit more rest in between series, as Grafton Hill and Wachusett had to be delayed a day. Their game should be getting underway. Their game 1 of their semifinal series should be getting underway at the top of this next hour. Meanwhile, it's Mark Poirier back on the mound for his 2nd inning of relief, and getting ready to deal with Kevin Martinez, who has been red hot at the plate in his first 2 at-bats. A 3-run home run, a 2-run double already to his credit. Swings at this pitch and hits it high in the air out to left center field. You can forget about this one. It is long gone. The 2nd home run of the game for Kevin Martinez, and Milford takes the 8-0 lead. 3 home runs now on the season for Martinez, 2 in this game alone. And he can't help but have a smile on his face as he crosses home plate. Quite a day here for Kevin Martinez.
Number 14, second baseman, Joe White.
We do not see many home runs for these Post 59 teams. Kevin Martinez really showing his power potential here tonight. Now Joe White at the plate with the bases empty and nobody out. Fouls away the first pitch for strike 1. This pitch misses inside. Milford did manage to come through with 5 home runs over the course of 2013. 2 of those came courtesy of Matt Forelli. 1 of them by Ian Strom, and 2 from Kevin Martinez. So Martinez now surpassing his home run total from a season ago. Martinez's other home run this year coming up at Bowditch Field in Framingham. That is the usual scenario for Milford hitters. Usually their home runs come on the road. The only home run we've seen at Fino Field in the last 3 years was a grand slam back in 2012, hit by Matt Forelli. Here's a 3-2 pitch now to Joe White. He hits this one in the air to center field. Ranging back is Corliss. Now backpedaling towards the wall, but he's able to make the catch. The ball really traveling out to center field here tonight. But that one stays in the ballpark. The catch made. One out now in the inning, and here comes Michael Ryan. Ryan with 2 RBIs so far in the game himself. One coming on a single back in the first inning, the other on a sacrifice fly in the second. That pitch a called strike into Michael Ryan, and it evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Warriors' next pitch misses away. Michael Ryan in his first season here with post 59. They're putting up good offensive numbers. Brought a .328 batting average into the game this evening. Takes another pitch outside, and the count now goes to 3-1. Ryan with 18 RBIs now in total on this 2014 year. That is good for 4th on the team. Three balls and 1 strike. The next pitch in from Poirier is swung on and fouled off the end of the bat, out of play. 8 runs now through the first 4 innings for Milford. Poirier into his windup. Here is the pitch, and it is swung on and missed. And so Poirier is able to come back to get Ryan on the strikeout. Two strikeouts now for Poirier in the game. 3 overall for Leominster pitching. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, here comes Cam Cosette looking for his first hit in the game. Cosette looks at the first pitch low and away for ball 1. Cam batting an even .250 on the season. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Misses high. Cosette with 11 hits in 44 total at-bats. He has not yet collected an extra base hit. He does have 6 runs batted in. Sends this pitch foul to bring the count to 2-1. Cam has walked 6 times on the season. He has struck out 8 times. Two balls and 1 strike the count with 2 outs and the bases empty. Poirier into his windup. The pitch misses outside. 3-1 now the count. Leominster pitchers have walked 3 batters so far in the game. Poirier ready with his 3-1 offering. This is hit in the air out to center field. Now moving towards right. It's Corliss who makes the catch for the out. That ends the inning. 1 run home in the frame for Milford, courtesy of the 2nd home run of the night from Kevin Martinez. And as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, it is an 8-0 lead for Post 59 here on playoff coverage on WMRC First Class Radio. Coverage also brought to you in part by Bright Insurance Agency of Milford, the insurance professionals working for you. Kevin Martinez with pitch number 1 now here in the bottom of the 4th. It misses for ball 1 to Brendan Cudahy, the big first baseman for Leominster. Now takes a big swing and a miss, and that evens the count at a ball and a strike. It's now 51 pitches into the outing for Martinez. Ready now with his 1-1, and it's a waving swing and a miss by Cudahy. He struck out looking back in the first inning. Now the 1-2 pitch up high. Cudahy wouldn't chase, and the count evens at 2.
Come on, Battle. What do you say now? Battle, babe. Hey! Come on, B.
Everyone still on their feet in the Leominster dugout, trying to keep the faith here as this game travels on into the middle innings with a big lead on the Milford side. A 3-2 pitch now coming up, and it misses for ball 4. So Cudahy works a leadoff walk. Leominster in need of base runners any way they can get them.
Third baseman, the pitcher, Mark Poirier.
So now here is Poirier, who started the game over at third base, has now pitched 2 innings in relief. Up on the right side with Cudahy at first base, nobody out in the inning, and the first pitch is driven in the air out to left center field, deep and far, and that one is gone. Another line drive home run, this time for post 151, and that gets the Leominster fans something to cheer about as Poirier circles the bases. It's a 2-run home run. It's now the 3rd home run we've seen in the game, and Leominster is on the scoreboard now at 8-2. And it's been the pitchers helping their own cause in this game, as every home run that has been hit so far has been by the man that's been on the mound. The base is empty now, still no outs in this inning as Cutler looks to bunt for a base hit here. He sends it foul out of the reach of Michael Ryan. So the lead now down to 6 runs for Milford. Still a long way to go in this one, and again, you know the kind of offense that Leominster can put up. This is not a deficit that they are unable to overcome. Here comes the 0-1 pitch into Cutler, and it misses high. Look at some of Leominster's games down the stretch. An 11-0 Mercy Rule win against Cherry Valley on the 29th. That was part of an impressive doubleheader sweep, 11-0 in 5 innings in Game 1, 10-0 in 6 innings in Game 2 against Framingham. So, definite double-digit run potential out of this offense. They scored 13 runs, of course, against Maine South just a couple of days ago. There's a 2-2 pitch now into Kyle Cutler, and this is for ball 3. Leominster able to win their very first game of the regular season here on this field against Milford in walk-off fashion. Martinez able to get Cutler here on the strikeout. It's the first out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And now 5 strikeouts in all for Martinez.
Number 6, the left fielder.
With one down, here is Noah Milliard up for the 2nd time. He grounded out 3 unassisted back in the 2nd inning. The first pitch of the at-bat on the way, and it's up high for ball 1. Martinez ready with another, and this one in tight. It almost hits Milliard. He was somehow able to avoid it. 2-0 the count. Martinez still trying to work at a quick pace, but unable to locate in this at bat. He's now gone to 3-0. The command overall not quite as sharp for Kevin Martinez here in the 4th inning. As Milliard takes all the way, he gets called strike on the outside edge. The 3-1 pitch now hit foul. It looked like it might have glanced off of Michael Ryan. Ryan not showing any reaction. Gets right back into the crouch, gives the sign to Martinez now He was ready for the 3-2 pitch. This one again misses inside, again almost hits Milford. That will go as ball 4. It's the second walk of the inning. And this will bring Coach DeVito out of the dugout. Martinez had not walked a batter until this inning. He's now walked 2. He's thrown 68 pitches now, so think about that pitch count that Coach DeVito talked about in our Coach's Corner interview. He hoped to keep Kevin Martinez somewhere in the neighborhood of 80 to 85 pitches. So starting to get close to that. You have to wonder if things keep going at this rate here in the 4th inning, if he'll be able to get through 5 to qualify for a win. Martinez dealing with Milford at first base, 1 out in the inning. And now here is Ben Doyle, the catcher, who is 0 for 1. The first pitch of the at-bat misses. So Martinez consistently working from behind in these at-bats. Now deals strike 1 to Doyle. He flew out to left field to lead off the 3rd inning. The runner takes off as the pitch is swung on and missed. The throw from Michael Ryan is not nearly in time. Milford was going on first movement there from Martinez. It looked at first like he may stop the windup and send the pickoff throw to first base, but instead threw the pitch to the plate. Ryan had no chance, so it's a stolen base. The runner now in scoring position as Doyle takes an ugly swing at the 1-2 pitch. He's down on strikes. Now 2 gone in the inning.
Number 3, second baseman, Jeremy Nash.
So it's been an interesting inning so far for Kevin Martinez. He's allowed a 2-run home run. He's walked a pair. He's also struck out 2. Now deals with the number 9 hitter, Jeremy Nash. Starts off with a swinging strike 1. Score Milford 8 and Leominster 2. The 0-1 pitch drops in for a called strike 2. Nash singled in his only previous at bat. Nothing in 2 the count. Here's the pitch. Misses a little bit inside. That part of the plate has been consistently called a strike so far tonight, but not so on that last pitch. Now here's the 1-2. Misses inside again. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the inning. A runner in scoring position at second base. Since pitch is popped up, it'll stay on the infield. Mike Caffarella from first base wanders underneath. He makes the catch for the out that retires the side. But Leominster is able to get their first 2 runs of the game, courtesy of the 2-run home run by Mark Poirier. We're through 4 innings now from Leominster with a score 8-2 in favor of Milford Post 59 here on WMRC First Class Radio. And on a warm summer night like tonight, the ball's traveling very well here at this field in Leominster. 2 home runs on the Milford side, both coming from Kevin Martinez.
Number 6.
Poirier getting the home run for Post 151, and he returns to the mound now for his 3rd inning of relief. He'll face batters 8, 9, and 1 in the inning. Caffarella getting it started. He's had a good night. He walked in the 1st inning, doubled in the 3rd. Takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. Poirier into the windup. Here is the 0-1 pitch. It misses outside. That evens the count. 7 teams from Zone 4 entered these 2014 zone playoffs. Already now only 4 remain. As Caffarella pops this pitch up foul, it'll make its way out of play. Maine South, Shrewsbury, and North County already eliminated from playoff contention. Maine South ended the year with a 15-9 regular season record. They were the number 4 seed. The number 6 seed Shrewsbury, they finished the year at 13-11, now eliminated, and North County finished the year at 500 at 12-12. They had quite a ride at the end of this season. They had a lot of suspended games they needed to make up. They were able to win most of those games. A lot of doubleheader sweeps late in the year. That allowed them to sneak into that 7th spot in the playoff seedings, and they gave Grafton Hill a pretty good run for their money, as now Caffarella hits this pitch out pretty deep in right field, but on the run, Kyle Cutler is able to track it down for the first out here in the top of the 5th. And now we head to the number 9 spot in the Milford order, and Kevin Lynch, he's looking for his first hit.
Kevin
Hit into a 4 unassisted force play to end the first inning, then struck out swinging in the 3rd. Takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. The next pitch in from Poirier. And this is, well, that hits the strike zone. The count now evens at 1-1. 1 out and the base is empty here in the top of the 5th inning. Any updates we receive from Tivnan Field, we will certainly bring them to you here on air. That game getting underway just about 18 minutes ago. As Lynch hits this ball on the ground towards third base, fielded there by Ricky Christian. The throw dug out at first base by Cudahy. And the first 2 are retired here in the top of the 5th inning. So after Leominster was able to grab 2 runs in the last half inning, looking for a shutdown frame from Poirier so that they can continue to mount a comeback. Now here is Matt DeCina. He swings at the first pitch, hits it on the ground towards second, fielded there by Nash. The throw to first base, and it is a 1-2-3 top of the 5th inning. The first 1-2-3 inning Milford has had this evening. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning, still at an 8-2 score with Milford in front here on playoff coverage of Milford Legion Baseball on First Class Radio. Post 59 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Kevin Martinez's day on the pitching mound is done. He is replaced by Cam Cosette, making his first relief appearance of the season. This is the first time we've seen Cam on the mound in quite a while. And some defensive changes to let you know about. Mike Caffarella out of the game now as Kevin Martinez moves from the pitcher's mound to first base. Also into the game is Brendan Pounds. He replaces Cosette in right.
Now playing right field.
Getting an update from
#1,
Craig D'Alessandro
Brendan
over at our WMRC studios. The official start time for Grafton Hill and Wachusett, 7:30 p.m., so that game not yet underway. But here at Pincanavino Field, it is now Cam Cosette on to pitch.
Number 24, the center fielder.
The last time we saw
Brett
Cosette on the mound was when Milford suffered their mercy rule loss to Northborough. Ready to face the top of the Leominster batting order, and Brett Corliss, who aggressively swings at the first pitch and fouls it off to the right out of play. Corliss 0 for 2. He struck out and popped out. This is Cam Cosette's 5th appearance on the mound this season, the first as a reliever. Carries a 1-3 record, a 4.88 ERA. Ahead in the count now 0-2. Prior to tonight, he pitched a total of 20 1/3 innings, allowing 27 hits, 17 runs, 14 of them earned. walking 10 and striking out 18. He faced 102 batters in the regular season. Now with a count of 1-2 to Corliss. Into the windup, here's the pitch. This one is chopped down the third base line. On the run, McMillan fields and throws, but no chance to get Corliss. That was a slow roller hugging the infield grass down the third base line. McMillan did all he could do, fielding with the bare hand and throwing. But it will be an infield hit for Corliss.
Number 5, the shortstop, Ryan Lever.
So they're able to get the leadoff man aboard for the second straight inning. They were able to get a leadoff walk last inning, and that was immediately followed by the 2-run home run by Mark Poirier. That sends this pitch into Ryan Lever, low for ball 1. Still a ways to go in this game. No outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Leominster trailing by 6. The pitch from Cosette misses high and tight. It's a 2-0 count.
Come on, Liam, babe. Here we go, 5. Let's go, 5, kid.
Now this pitch grabs the inside corner, and the count now 2-1. Coach DeVito had to use David Sampson for 2 innings out of the bullpen last night, so possibly unavailable here tonight. He did say before the game that everyone in the bullpen would be available if necessary. We'd have to think that Andrew McMillan would likely get a nod in the late innings. 2 balls and 2 strikes now the count to Ryan Lever.
That's it, kid, that boy.
And now the pitch misses outside, so that fills the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody out and a man at first. Corliss holds as the pitch is swung on and missed. Cosette able to battle back. Gets his first strikeout. That's now 7 strikeouts for Milford pitching after not recording a single K last night.
Christian.
So with 1 down, here is Ricky Christian, who is 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout on the night. Takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Christian in on the left side against the righty Cosette. He drives this pitch high in the air out to right. A long run for Brendan Pounds into the game towards the fence, and he's able to make the catch. Maybe a foot or 2 shy from that right field fence, which is very close, just 315 feet down the line. But Pounds was able to track it down and make the catch. On a night like tonight, every time a ball is hit in the air, you have to wonder if it has home run potential. 2 outs now in this inning. Corliss remains at first base, and now here is Brennan Cudahy. He hits one on the ground to the right side, fielded by the second baseman, Joe White. A low throw, but it is handled by Kevin Martinez for the out that ends the inning. So Cam Cosette is able to pitch around the leadoff infield hit, and we are through 5 innings now from Leominster. Milford continues to lead this game by a score of 8-2 here on WMRC, First Class Radio. Milford with 8 runs on 8 hits and no errors. Leominster 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. As we enter the top of the 6th inning, into the late innings here at Leominster's home ballpark. Milford will bring hitters 2, 3, and 4 up to the plate in this inning, leading by 6. And Mark Poirier, who has given post 151 some very valuable innings out of the bullpen. He starts his 4th inning of work. In 3 innings so far, he's allowed 1 run on 2 hits. He's walked 1 and struck out a pair. The only damage on his line, the solo home run by Kevin Martinez in the fourth inning.
Third baseman, Andrew McMillan.
Martinez due up third in this inning, and given the way he has hit the ball tonight, you certainly do not want to walk away from your radios. McMillan leading off this inning. He takes the first pitch for strike one. Andrew so far tonight has flown out to center, singled and scored, and he's also walked. Takes a swing at this one, gets it past the dive of Poirier off the mound. Now the throw on the move from third baseman Christian. It's off the mark. McMillan will reach at first base. Poirier frustrated. You can just see the effort that he's putting out there to try to keep his team in the game. Sprawling off the mound to try to make the play on that ground ball.
Number 7, the shortstop.
Slapped the hand into the mitt when he couldn't make the play. It will go as an infield single for Andrew McMillan. And once again, the Milford dugout springs to life. As Dan Mantoni comes to the plate, he takes the first pitch for ball one. Dan looking for his first hit in the game. He has reached base twice and scored 2 runs. Andrew McMillan takes off for second as the pitch is swung on and missed. No throw from Doyle behind the plate, and it is an uncontested steal for McMillan. It's his first steal, the first Milford stolen base. He can make it the second. Joe White with a steal back in the first inning. A long look down to second base for Poirier before he comes home. The pitch is hit off to the right, out of play, off the end of the bat of Mantoni. The count to Dan, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kevin Martinez in the on-deck circle. Poirier now steps off the mound. He looks McMillan back to second base. Milford with 4 runs in the first inning, 3 more in the second, a single run in the fourth. They lead this game 8-2. The count now 2 balls and 2 strikes on Mantoni. Leominster getting their runs in the fourth inning. Poirier into his windup. Here is the 2-2 pitch. It's chopped on the ground towards shortstop on the move. Lever able to make the grab, and he makes the throw over to first base in time to retire Mantoni. On the play, Andrew McMillan was able to take third base. He's there now with 1 out.
20, the first baseman, Kevin Martinez.
And now here is Martinez. 3 for 3, 2 home runs, a double, and 6 runs batted in. That is by far the most dynamic offensive line we have seen from any Milford player so far this season. He takes the first pitch for ball 1. Poirier trying not to groove one to him here. He hits this ball hard on the ground to third base. A nice diving play by Christian. He's able to look McMillan back to third base before throwing on to first to get the out. So for the first time tonight, Martinez is retired, and it takes a great play with the infield drawn in by Ricky Christian. He had almost 0 time to react to that ball, but made an excellent play. 2 outs now in the inning. McMillan remains at third base, and now here is Joe White, who takes the first pitch for ball 1. 1-0 the count. The next pitch is hit in the air, out to shallow left field. Ranging in is Noah Milliard. He is able to make the catch for the out that ends the inning. So Milford strands a runner at third base. We head to the home half of the 6th now. It remains an 8-2 score. Milford in front of Leominster here in game 2 of this semifinal Zone 4 playoff game. Brought to you here on WMRC First Class Radio. Camco set on for inning number 2 of his relief appearance. He'll strike one into Mark Poirier, who has done his very best to keep Leominster in this game tonight. He's now pitched 4 quality innings of relief. He's responsible for the only 2 runs Leominster has on the scoreboard, courtesy of a 2-run home run back in the 4th inning. He's shown tremendous effort in all phases of the game. Down in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Camco set. And now the next pitch, this is hit on the ground slowly towards shortstop. Mantoni fields, he can't get the ball out of the glove, and Poirier will reach. Mantoni just could not get a handle on the baseball. It's an infield single for Poirier, his 2nd hit of the game. The leadoff man on here now for Kyle Cutler, who has done the same thing twice so far tonight. That is strikeout swinging. His first 2 at-bats against Kevin Martinez. Again, Martinez will not qualify for a win here tonight. He was not able to go 5 innings. As Cosette's first pitch into Cutler misses for ball 1. So right now, Cosette would be the pitcher of record on the Milford side, as Cutler swings and misses to bring the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Poirier inches out to a lead off of first. He's held on by Martinez. Here's the 1-1 pitch, too far inside. Cutler jackknifes out of the way, and the count goes to 2-1. Cosette back into the windup, the pitch, and a big swing and a miss. 2-2 now the count. Cutler frustrated after coming up empty on that cut. No outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning as that pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike 3. And that is the 3rd strikeout of the night for Cutler.
Number 6 to left field.
Jogs back to the dugout, frustrated with himself once again. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th, and that brings up Noah Milliard, the left fielder. Grounded out to first base in the 2nd inning, walked in the 4th. That's a stolen base. Takes the first pitch down and in for ball 1. Again, Cam Cosette making his first relief appearance of this 2014 year, after making 4 starts in the regular season. It was a bit of an up and down regular season on the mound for Cam. The 2-0 pitch hit in the air, foul off to the left. Cosette has seen significant playing time, if not on the mound. He has been the fixture out in right field for post 59 for the majority of the season. Sends a pitch in at the knees of Milliard to bring the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looks like we might see a pinch hitter coming up next for post 151, but first this ball is hit on the ground to second base. A tricky hop for Joe White. Looked at second base, but instead just sends the throw to first for the out there. Poirier moves on to second with now 2 outs in the inning.
In the 8 hole is number 8, Darius.
And indeed, we
Flowers.
will see a pinch hitter here for post 151 as Darius Flowers will come to the plate, replacing Ben Doyle. Flowers was the starting pitcher in last night's game. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Flowers was only able to go 3+ innings in the game last night. He allowed 7 runs, 5 of them earned on 8 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 1. He was not in the starting lineup last night. Used exclusively as a pitcher. Here's the 2-0 pitch now. A close one that misses for ball 3. It's been a little bit of a guessing game tonight on that outside call to left-handed batters. As now the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. Poirier out to a lead at second base. The 3-1 pitch misses away for ball 4. And Flowers will head down to first base.
Now pinch hitting in the 9 hole, number 18, Joe Rajewski.
That is the first walk of the game for Cam Cosette. And another pinch hitter coming up, replacing Jeremy Nash. Here's Joe Rajewski. First time we've seen Rajewski in the series to this point. And the first pitch of the at-bat misses, and that prompts a visit from Michael Ryan. It's been 34 pitches so far in the outing for Cam Cosette through the last inning and 2/3. Has 2 men on with 2 outs, and another pitch misses here to Rajewski, and the count goes to 2-0. Milford has been warming up their pitchers far away from the field, so we have not seen if there has been any further action. I don't believe there has been. 2 balls and 1 strike now the count. As Cosette comes to the set, he looks down to Poirier at second base before coming to the plate. This one hit off the end of the bat down the right field line, but it twists foul and out of play. That one, a deep drive off the bat of Rajewski, but it goes foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the inning. 2 runners aboard for post 151. Trailing in the late innings by a score of 8-2. They could use a big hit right here. Here's the pitch from Cosette. It's a breaking ball that stays high, and that will run the count full. So Poirier at second and Flowers at first will have a chance to get a head start on this next pitch. Big moment in the game for Cosette. Here is the pitch, and it's hit on the ground up the middle. The play made by Mantoni. He has to throw to first. He gets it there in time for the out that ends the inning. From behind the second base bag, Mantoni was able to range over to make the play and a good throw for the out that ends the bottom of the 6th inning. Leominster strands 2 more runners on base, and we head to the 7th. It is Milford 8 and Leominster 2 here on coverage of the Zone 4 semifinal round here on WMRC First Class Radio. An excellent defensive play from the Milford shortstop, Dan Mantoni, brought an end to a potential rally for Leominster in the bottom of the 6th. Had 2 men on with 2 outs, but a good rangy play ended the inning. And Mark Poirier returns to the pitcher's mound for his 5th inning of relief.
Michael.
And at one point tonight, we thought we were going to see a parade of Leominster relief pitchers after their starter, Tanner Jackala, was only able to go an inning plus. They had just 1 inning of relief out of Greg Cavioli, but it's been Poirier ever since. And after Milford scored 7 runs in the first 2 innings, they've only scored 1 in the 4 innings since, and that's been in large part due to the pitching of Poirier. Starting off against Michael Ryan here in the top of the 7th. He sends a pitch foul and out of play. The count goes to 1-1. Michael Ryan with an RBI single, a sacrifice fly, and a strikeout tonight. All of the RBIs tonight have been courtesy of Kevin Martinez and Michael Ryan. all Bellingham offensive assault. The 2-1 pitch is hit high in the air out to center field. This one not carrying very deep. Ranging in a few steps is Corliss. He makes the catch. One up and one down.
Number 3, the pitcher, Cam Cosette.
And now here is Cam Cosette, remaining in his number 7 spot in the batting order, but now serving as the team's relief pitcher. He stands to get the win. We'll see if he returns to the mound for the bottom half of the 7th inning. He's thrown 39 pitches in his 2 innings of relief so far. Up there with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. This one stays high, now 2-1 the count. Brendan Pounds came in defensively to replace Cosette in right field. He will bat next. Now 3 balls and 1 strike the count to Cosette. He has been held off the bases in his previous 3 at-bats. A pop out to short, a ground out to second, and a fly out to center field. Here now is the 3-1 pitch. He swings away, hits it in the air, out to right field. Cutler moving in, and he is able to make the catch. 2 pop-ups so far in the top of the 7th inning. The bases are empty with 2 outs, and now here is Brendan Pounds.
Number 1, the right fielder, Brendan Pounds.
He will take his first at-bat of the postseason.
Hey, Mark, one more kid.
Pounds with only 17 at-bats in the regular season. He hit 118 since the first pitch to the backstop for ball 1. He was able to get the start against Eastside last Tuesday. Came away with a hit, reached base a couple of times. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It misses away. Warrior stares in for the sign given by his new battery mate, Ben Wright, who replaces the starting catcher, Ben Doyle, as Pounds now hits the ball on the ground to third base. There to make the play is Christian. The throw to first base gets there in time, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Mark Poirier. He certainly held up his end of the bargain in this game. And we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's the last chance to keep the season alive for post 151. Milford looking to close in on a series victory. We will see the bottom of the 7th unfold right after this here on WMRC First Class Radio. Milford will now use their 3rd pitcher of the night as we've reached this bottom of the 7th inning. It is the closer, Andrew McMillan, coming in a non-save situation. The last game he worked was the final regular season game for Post 59. It was the completion of the game against Framingham. He did give up a run in the 7th inning, but held on to collect the save. And that win, of course, propelled Milford to the number 1 seed in this playoff tournament. Facing the top of the Leominster order, and Brett Corliss now up for the 4th time. He is 1 for 3. Andrew McMillan now into his 6th game pitching this season, a 1.73 ERA on the year. He has 3 saves. It's allowed a total of 8 hits and 2 earned runs in 8 1/3 innings of work. He's only walked 1 and struck out 7. The 1-1 pitch is hit through the right side of the infield. A leadoff base hit here for Corliss, his 2nd hit of the game. Once again, Leominster will get their leadoff man on base. They've had the leadoff man on in each of the last 4 innings. But the only time they were able to cash in was on the 2-run homer by Poirier back in the 4th. The stranded a man in the 5th. They stranded 2 more in the 6th. They've stranded a total of 7 runners in the game. The other defensive changes we should let you know about in this inning: Andrew McMillan coming on to pitch, so Matt DeCina moves in from left field to take over at 3rd. Brendan Pounds moves from right field to left, and Cam Cosette, no longer pitching, returns to his original post out in right field. McMillan a first pitch, ball into Ryan Lever. Now it's a 2-0 count. Andrew McMillan came on to pitch in the bottom of the 7th inning of a tied game here at Pincanavino Field in the season opener. He ended up allowing a walk-off hit, and it was Ricky Christian who was able to get that walk-off RBI single. Christian in the on-deck circle right now. He will not have an opportunity to tie or win the game in his at-bat. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count now to the shortstop Ryan Lever, who is 1 for 3. The pitch just off the outside edge. Lever was able to hold up on the swing, and the count runs full. McMillan to the set. Here's the pitch. It's hit on the ground up the middle. A slow roller to Mantoni. He looks to second and instead throws to first and doesn't get the out anywhere. Mantoni wouldn't have had a chance at second base anyway. That was a slow rolling ground ball. He probably should have just immediately gone to first base. That would have been the only chance to get an out. Instead, everyone reaches. So the first 2 men aboard here for Leominster, trying to make things interesting in the 7th inning. And now here is Ricky Christian, who is 1 for 3. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. The runners lead off of first and second as the pitch from McMillan misses up and in. McMillan will look down to second base, now comes to the plate, gets a swinging strike 2. It's obviously an interesting debate here with this post-59 bullpen, with David Sampson no longer a factor in the starting rotation. He's been in the bullpen now for the latter part of this season. Was such an effective closer last year. Would Coach DeVito make the switch and make Sampson the closer this year as well, despite tapping Andrew McMillan as the 7th inning pitcher to start the year? He has stuck with McMillan, who was able to get a called strike 3 here against Ricky Christian for the first out here in the 7th.
Number 30, the first baseman, Brennan Cudahy.
Milford fans remember fondly the work Sampson did out of the bullpen for Milford, particularly throughout the playoff run last year that resulted in a state championship. As now Brennan Cudahy comes to the plate. He pops up the first pitch in foul ground beyond the third base line. It's Andrew McMillan, the pitcher, who wanders over into foul ground to make the catch. Michael Ryan and Matt DeCina over there as well, but it was McMillan who took charge. And just like that, now there are 2 outs in the inning, and Leominster down to the final out of their season.
Number 30, the pitcher, Mark Poirier.
And it all comes down to Mark Poirier, who has certainly been a shining light in this game for Leominster. Great work on the mound, a 2-run home run offensively. Has made some tough plays in the field. Stands in now with 2 runners on and 2 outs, with Milford leading in this game by a score of 8-2. Poirier sends that pitch foul off to the right, and the count goes to 1-1. Everyone remaining standing in the dugout for Leominster right to the end. Everyone standing in the Milford dugout as well. As the pitch misses outside, now 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Andrew McMillan trying to put the finishing touches on this game for post 59. Here's the pitch. It's chopped down the third base line. A slow roller for Matt DeCina. He throws off balance to first base, but it's not in time. Poirier able to beat it out. The second infield single of this inning, and that will load the bases for post 159.
Number 17, the right fielder, Kyle Cutler.
A home run here could obviously make this game very interesting, as now Kyle Cutler comes to the plate. He has had a very tough day. 3 strikeouts so far for Cutler. 2 of them courtesy of Kevin Martinez. The last one by Cam Cosette. He starts off with ball 1. Brett Corliss at third, Ryan Lever at second, Mark Poirier at first. And now 2 balls and no strikes the count. McMillan struggling a bit here to finish off this bottom of the 7th inning. Here is the 2-0 pitch. It's in for a called strike. Nowhere to put Cutler on the bases. Two and one the count. This pitch chopped foul. It may have gotten a piece of the ankle of Cutler. And that evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Milford up 8-2, but Leominster has the bases full. Their season hanging in the balance as Cutler steps back into the box. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from McMillan. It misses inside. And now you can wind up the carousel. All 3 runners will be on the move on this next pitch. 3-2 the count. McMillan ready, the runners go. The pitch is high for ball 4, and McMillan walks in a run. Corliss crosses the plate. Lever moves up to third, Poirier down to second.
Number 6, the left fielder, Noah.
And it's now an 8-3 game. Leominster would need one more batter to come to the plate to bring the tying run to the plate. As McMillan now gets a borderline strike call on the inside edge. Noah Milliard at the plate. Here's the 0-1, and that misses up and away. And you can start to feel some life now on the Leominster side of this field. Not ready to give up on this season. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's hit out to right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Into score from third base comes Lever. They will wave home Poirier as well. He will score. It is a 2-run single for Noah Milliard, and now things getting very uncomfortable for Milford. It is now an 8-5 score, and Leominster will indeed have an opportunity to bring the tying run to the plate.
Now pitch hitting, number 15.
They've
David
scored 2 runs
Newhouse.
so far in this inning.
Newhouse.
They have runners at the corners with 2 outs. A pinch hitter coming up now, David Newhouse.
Come on, Noodle Man! Hey, Noodle Kid! Hey, Noodle!
Here is the first pitch to the pinch hitter. It is hit foul off to the right, out of play. We saw Newhouse come out in relief in the game last night. He's now the 3rd pinch hitter used by the Leominster coaching staff this evening. Represents the potential tying run. The 0-1 pitch down in the dirt. Andrew McMillan clearly rattled here now. He's allowed 3 runs in the inning. It was a comfortable lead for Milford coming in, but comfortable no longer. An 8-5 score. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. It misses inside. Now 2 balls and a strike. If we get to another batter, it would be Andrew Curran making his first at bat of the game. As there is a called strike 2 from McMillan, so again, he is 1 strike away from ending this game. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to the pinch hitter Newhouse, representing the tying run at the plate. Here is the pitch, and it misses low and away. And another full count. The pitch count mounting for Andrew McMillan here. Anxious moments on both sides. Here is the 3-2 pitch, and it misses low and away for ball 4, and the bases are full again. So that will give Leominster an opportunity to bring the potential winning run to the plate in the person of Andrew Curran. And now Coach DeVito coming out for a talk with Andrew McMillan, and right now David Sampson trying to get ready in a hurry on the sidelines.
Reynoso.
Earlier in this game, we talked about the decision-making with who would take over in the late innings in relief. Andrew McMillan in all kinds of trouble here in this bottom of the 7th inning. He came in with an 8-2 lead. It's now an 8-5 score. The bases are loaded. And we have seen 3 home runs in this game. If we see a 4th, it will mean a come-from-behind victory of epic proportions for Post 151. Andrew Curran, the man at the plate, swings at the first pitch and fouls it to the backstop. Andrew McMillan, after that meeting with Coach DeVito, trying to find his composure. He needs just one more out to propel Milford on to the finals of these Zone 4 playoffs. Now delivers a ball that evens the count at 1-1, and you can just feel the energy on the Leominster side of the field and amongst the fans. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's chopped foul down the third base line. 1-2 the count. And once again, Andrew McMillan needs only one more strike to end this ball game in Milford's favor. Base is loaded, 2 outs. McMillan ready with a pitch into his windup. Here it comes, and it is hit on the ground to second base, fielded there by Joe White. The throw to first, and the ball game is over. Post 59 can breathe a sigh of relief. Leominster with a furious comeback here in the bottom of the 7th inning, but it comes up just short. And Milford survives to win this game by a score of 8-5. They defeat Leominster in the series, 2-0. Leominster eliminated in excruciating fashion, but a big tip of the cap to this Post 51 team who battled extraordinarily hard right to the very end.